Well, hello, my name's Dick Myers, General, United States Air Force, retired. I attended Auburn Montgomery in the year of 1976-1977, received my MBA from Auburn Montgomery, did that simultaneously while attending Air Command and Staff College over at Maxwell Air Force Base. I was sworn in as Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff on October 1st, 2001, so just 20 days or so after 9/11. And 7 days before we went into Afghanistan. As I was Vice Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff and then subsequently Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, got to work with former Auburn University at Montgomery graduates. Hugh Shelton, General Shelton, was my immediate predecessor as Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. I was his Vice Chairman and of course replaced him. And then when I became Chairman, one of the chiefs, the Air Force Chief, General Mike Ryan, another Auburn University at Montgomery graduate, was on the Joint Chiefs of Staff. So it's interesting, how many folks had actually been to school there at Auburn University at Montgomery and the impact they were having on our national security. When we talk about the word invest, clearly we all have, I think, a personal responsibility to invest in our own future. So whatever that means, education, work experiences, that's our responsibility. But I think there's responsibility for institutions to invest in their future as well. And particularly at a land-grant university like Auburn Montgomery, if they want to continue to be viable in the future, they've got to invest today to be viable in the future. If they don't, they're going to be going backwards. So that's how higher education works. States are providing less funding, more funding has to come from other efforts, other fundraising efforts. And they better make those investments or they'll not be an institution where people want to go. I think we're lucky in Montgomery because we have Air University, and which brings in a lot of international students, international fellows at various levels in their career. I mean, that just adds to the richness of the diversity that's already part of Montgomery in the region, and of course the richness at Auburn University at Montgomery as well. I look at this as one of the crown jewels that's going to ensure our future. And the investments that have already been made in Auburn University at Montgomery have been terrific. Because I look back in 1977 when there was barely a campus out there east of the city. And when I went back recently, I mean, the growth is unbelievable. The planned growth is, I think, appropriate for the goals of Montgomery, the region, and the university. And people need to support that. I mean, the only way it's going to grow and reach its potential is for the people of Montgomery, people of the region, to invest in this institution that's right there in their backyard.